22 today for the Zor inventory update, and for a mild update about trials and what's coming with that. More so, I'm just going to start with that actually. Trials. I'm going to throw up a tweet on screen right now from Bungie Help, and it is basically reporting that for whatever reason, there is currently a bug where players cannot access the lighthouse when they actually go flawless. And it is not a guaranteed you're not going, it is just a sometimes thing. But either way, if you manage to go flawless and you don't have access to the lighthouse, there is a major no-no. So Bungie has since disabled trials for the weekend until they can find a fix for said bug. So that is everything else that is important for the weekend. Let's move on to what Xur has for us this week. And it is going to be something I don't know because I haven't seen it. And man, is the loading time's getting issues. Okay, so a decent arrangement of exotics. This week, Black Talon, one of the few exotic swords, which essentially acts as the Destiny 2 remake of the Boltcaster that fires a void projectile on hitting right trigger while standing, twice while standing. With Tireless Blade, it allows it so that I can get ammo back, and the Catalyst allows it so that shots blocked after guarding will increase the damage of the bolt, or the range projectile, and it's actually a pretty solid sword. In addition, Raiden Flex, a definite recommendation for hunters that like Arc Staff, because it essentially makes it that hitting things with your Arc Staff will improve its damage and duration, and it doubles the duration. This is an ad clearing and also damage based thing. It is a great exotic, would definitely recommend. Same with Synthoceps. This one is a simple one. It starts off with buffing melee range, but in addition, it improves melee and super damage when you are surrounded. This was super handy in 0 Hour and Whisper heroic scenarios where you're dealing with so many tough ads and there's just so many in a small space that you can pop your super and go ham on everything. And in addition, another one from not last season, 2 seasons ago, Prometheum Spur. This makes it so that if you are Dawnblade, and I also say Dawnblade, not Will of Radiance, but basically, if you are in the middle of Dawnblade, killing a enemy or guardian, depending on whether or not you're playing Crucible or not, will actually spawn a combination healing and power, an empowering rift at the location of the thing's death. It is definitely a handy exotic if you're popping Dawnblade a lot. And in addition, I'm just going to give a recommendation by whatever Fated comes out, and we shall see it here. Getaway Artist. This is actually a handy one. This is one of my top favorites. Because I don't know what it is about this thing, but it's super handy. It is actually, even though it doesn't really say, it does say supercharged Arc Soul. It is a lot more, it's got more shots per burst, basically, is how it goes. And in addition, well, not very known thing, but if you are running Bottom Tree Stormcaller, the Arc Soul Stormcaller, if you have the Arc Soul active before you put down the well that gives you an Arc Soul, it'll basically just refresh your supercharged Arc Soul. And by the time, hopefully, if you have a decent setup and you don't have zero discipline, usually by the time your well runs out, if you're standing in the entire time, I keep saying well, it's a healing rift. If you're standing in your healing rift and you stand in the entire time, you get the full 20 seconds, I believe it was, for the supercharged Arc Soul, you should have your grenade back, and essentially it lets you have your Arc Soul for a 2 straight minutes or some ridiculous time, and could be even more with the proper build. So yeah, Getaway Artist is definitely a recommend in terms of exotic armors. But aside from that, that is everything we have from Xur today. Aside from the Trials break and everything else, there's not much new happening aside from the Prophecy Dungeon and the introduction of the new season. So yeah, that's how today has been going. So far, a solid start for the first week. It seems a little light on content, but again, it does seem like they were trying to space it out. So we shall see how the future comes and how the story evolves with the darkness bearing down on various planets. So with that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.